I'm a chief, I'm an Indian. I go to war with any man. My voice is like an instrument. I'm in the game, they on the bench. So that mean I'm in the field. Tell a bitch don't touch me, but believe I'm about to cop a pill. Pop a pill. Feeling like an astronaut. Started from the bottom, baby. Now look at me at the top. That bass go boom, 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 boom. Coming out the gut. That 808, boom, 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 boom. Feel the aftershock. Feeling like an earthquake.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Two Dumb Users. This is episode 178. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning. Oh, I'm ready.
Yeah, man, we had some wonderful Western Pennsylvania weather here over the past 3 days. It's going to start to finally recede a little bit, but you can't really complain about the weather that we've been having here.
No, I can complain today. It was raining when I left work.
Yeah.
So I wasn't happy about that, but the days leading up to it, oh my God.
Yeah.
So nice.
Turn your volume down just a hair.
How about right there?
Let me hear. Say something.
Say something.
Go a little bit more. I mean, I can hear you very well.
How about now?
That's too low.
How about now?
Too high. Something in the middle.
Right here?
Let's go with that. If I have any problems, I'll reprimand you during the show. I'm sure you'll love that.
Oh, probably. I don't know what's going on with this microphone today. I can't get it sounding right at all. It's Wednesday. It's today. It's hump day, and everything's messing with me. Work went suspiciously too well, and hump day.
I'm getting there, man. I was hoping that you were going to talk just a little bit longer.
Oh, I can talk about hump day all day long. Hump day is the best day ever. I remember when that commercial come out, people would walk up to me, Mike, and I had to say hump day over and over, and they thought it would demoralize me and kill me, but it never did. I never wavered. I held the line,
Yeah. Well,
and
all right.
I'm a big supporter of hump day.
Right,
although tomorrow is my hump day because, God forbid, I work a normal job. No, I gotta work one day where it's the week's off.
Oh, for fuck's sakes, you can shut up already.
No, I will not shut up. I will talk about hump day. You told me to talk, and I'm talking.
I said hump everything. What? Too much.
Oh, too much hump?
Well, you fucked up the whole first part. Just listen, would you?
No, I said hump everything. What? Too much.
That makes me happy. Good morning again. It is Two Dumb Users. This is episode 178. Mike, we got so much to talk about. I mean, you and I were talking a bit before the show went on. There was something that went down yesterday that I wanted to talk about. There's like 50,000 things that just
there's a lot.
They kept popping up. I don't even. You know what? I don't even know where to start, man. I don't even know where to start. I'm gonna flip a coin.
Oh, apparently not patchwork secondary.
What's that?
I was scrolling through and I accidentally hit the banner that said patchwork secondary.
Yeah, let's go some patchwork secondary. No, but today, I want to start with a disturbing story, but
right? I know which one you're talking about.
I don't know what I want to do. What do you want to? I don't know. Let me see.
Just close your eyes, point and stab one. We'll wing it, man. We'll wing it.
Yeah,
we got this.
Well, to anybody that's listening, something happened here yesterday, and I don't think that nothing happened yesterday, but it was we there was word. There was somebody come out and leaked some information about something here in our home area, and it's kind of disturbing. And we got on this morning and looked, and a bunch of people have seen it. He created a TikTok, and let me paint the picture for you a little bit. He seems to be, from the way I'm perceiving it, he either works or he did work at the jail here in our home county. Every county got their own jail. Well, this gentleman, he makes a TikTok, Mike, and the TikTok, he basically unloads and lets go on everybody and everything that happens in that jail that apparently the outside world don't know much about. And it's unfortunate, but a lot of times we send people get sent to jail, and people are just like, well, you know what, they're criminals. It is what it is. They don't have no rights. They go to jail, and they have to do what they got to do. However, the gentleman that I'm about to play for you, like I said, it's hard to tell that if he still works there, but from what he says at the beginning of the video, he did at least work there at some point. And this guy goes on to talk about the actions that goes on in there, and once you hear it, you'll see that it's all alleged, of course. Nothing has happened yet. Nothing, no, but as far as we know, no authorities of higher authority were brought in yet. Yada yada yada. So I do want to talk about it. I don't want to see it as we're reporting it as a news story, because we're not. We're simply talking about this, which a lot of people around here are talking about. And I think, Mike, what's going on in this particular jail is going on in jails all over the place, because at the end of the day, people always say, well, who do you think they're going to believe? Are they going to believe the person who's in jail for committing a crime, or the people that are employed at the jail who are doing their job, trying to do the right thing? And you just don't know. You don't know what goes on inside those walls. And you know what? Frankly, I don't think many people care. I also want to go on to say that neither Mike or myself have any kind of criminal record. So this isn't any kind of spite. This isn't any kind of, I'm putting this out there because I have no beef with anybody. I just find this the story completely and utterly disturbing. And I really fought with it this morning. And, I said to Mike about an hour before the show, do we want to do this?
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about this? And I think we do, because the thing is, like I said, we are not broadcasting it as news. We're just simply talking about it. And I think other people need to be talking about it, because it's really disturbing, Mike.
It is disturbing. Like, once you hear what he had to say, you're like, because normally, like, when I watch TikToks, if it's anything over a minute, I don't watch. I sat there for like the entire 3 minutes, just stunned what I was hearing.
Absolutely, man.
And then
I thought we have to talk about this. I would feel it was unjust if we didn't, because if this is going on, people do need to know about it.
Yeah, and if it's just someone making something up, it also needs to be brought up too. So, like, he said, like, there's more to come. I was just reading the comments in the video, and a couple of them were from a few hours ago, and it's saying, like, just wait, there's more.
Yeah.
So,
and that's scary. And you know what?
We'll see.
And that's the thing. I mean, you have to follow it and kind of put pieces together yourself. Yeah. And I do. If there's more and he has more, I want to hear it, because it all comes together, and you can kind of make your own assessment. But ultimately, like I said, I want more people to be talking about this, because if it is true, it certainly needs addressed.
Yes.
So what I'm going to do, everybody, I'm going to play a short video. It's only going to be audio for you guys out there, but I want you to listen. I want you to hear us out. Just listen for 3 minutes. And again, this guy came forth yesterday. Again, he seems to be employed, or he was employed at the jail here.
He was. I went through the comments just now. Looked, people were asking him questions, and he said he was terminated earlier this month, I think, or last month.
Okay. And some people might say, well, you know what? He was terminated. Maybe he has a beef, but you know what? There's a lot. He says a lot, and that's the point that concerns me. And like I said, we do want to leave it up to everybody for their own opinions. Some of the things that are said are disturbing, so I want to put that out there before you listen to it. But like I said, we are going to play this 3-minute audio. We want you to listen, and then we'll talk more about it. You about ready, Mike?
I'm ready.
All right. Here we go. This is the gentleman here that made the video.
Pennsylvania. You're gonna make a lot of money. You're gonna work 16 hours a day, every shift, no matter what day of the week you come in. You will be forced. If you're like me and you're a go-getter, it's a grand opportunity. Get in, make money, do what you love doing. But you're going to be asked to look the other way on a lot of things. You're going to be asked to starve inmates. torture inmates, harass inmates. You're going to be asked to falsify documentation on inmates. You're going to be asked to bend the rules, policies, and procedures for certain inmates. These inmates are often related to the deputy warden. The warden and the deputy warden play inmates against each other. They take inmates' compensatory and they literally pay it to the pod boss, who is extorting everyone else on the pod, and this is known. This inmate in particular is knowingly allowed to set up drug deals with corrections officers. And did I mention you're going to be asked to look the other way? Correction. You're going to be told to look the other way by your warden, by your deputy warden, and by all of your sergeants and lieutenants. And the minute you don't, you're being insubordinate. Then the bullying starts. You're going to be told to force the pod worker to clean up another man's fecal matter. You're going to be told to lock these men down for days at a time with no rec. You're going to be told to strip a special needs inmate who has the mentality of a 5-year-old of his blanket, of his mat, of his clothes. You're going to be told to make him sleep on a metal frame, naked for days at a time, with cold air blowing into the jail when it's 40 degrees outside. You're going to be told to strap this same special needs inmate to a restraint chair. You're going to be told to tase him in his penis. You will be told to punch him in his face. You will rip out his hair. You will dig your hands into his mouth and yank his face back for no reason as he begs and pleads with you to stop. And once you've completed your excessive force, and now he needs medical attention, you're going to bus him out to some hospital that covers up all of our excessive force and corruption in the first place. All of this under the supervision of the warden and the deputy warden. If you do not comply with this, you're insubordinate. If you report this to human resources, you end up in the unemployment line. You will be asked to look the other way when the nurse refuses to give this inmate his medicine that helps keep him leveled.
Mike, there you have it.
Yeah.
It is very disturbing. And like I said, it literally it has more feel than somebody who's just making stuff up to throw people under the bus that might be trying to get back at you for terminating his position in his workplace or whatnot. I feel that it's very disturbing. A lot of people who see this feels it's very disturbing. If you read down through the comments, it's not a very it's pretty bad, Mike. And again, it's all alleged. I don't know. I'm not telling you that this really happened. I'm just telling you to listen, make your own assessment, and we will talk a little bit about it because if it is true, like I had mentioned earlier, it definitely deserves attention. It deserves immediate attention, and anybody who's involved in this system needs to be held accountable.
Mm-hmm.
Every single person from the warden to the deputy warden, to the sergeants, to the lieutenants, to every other goofy name they give these people to make them feel important in this position, they all need to be held accountable. The people in this hospital, if it's truly going on, they're covering things at this special hospital that's unmentioned, where they take they take people to cover up things that happen in this jail. They need to be handled. This could be, Mike, this could be huge. And and this could be something that's going on all the time, but you just won't talk about it because these people are in jail. And here's one more thing. If poor little Mike or myself end up becoming up missing here over the next few days, month, a week, whatever, you know why. But no, on a serious note, it's terrible. Mike,
it is.
What's your take?
Like
man?
If
volume down just holy crap, why is your mic so loud?
I have no idea what's going on with my mic right now.
Go down a little bit more. I can't
Jesus. How about this?
Yeah, that's a little better.
All right.
Until I lose my mind. Okay, go ahead.
So here's, oh my God, what am I doing with my mic? Okay. So if this is true, it would not surprise me if this happened. Is happening. So, people feel like, when people are locked up, they get to treat them as less than human. You've seen this stuff has happened before. I mean, look what happened to at Abu Ghraib. We dehumanize people. I understand, it's two different situations. One was like in a war zone, one isn't, but still, you have people under your watch. You're being prisoners, and you still have to treat them as human beings. That's you have to.
Absolutely.
You
Hey,
can't just go, like, I'm going to abuse my authority in this situation. No, that's just cruel and inhumane. Like, there's literal laws against that. Especially in this country, we have laws against that.
here's the
But
part that really pisses me off.
a lot of people like to turn their blind eye to it because, like you said in the beginning, people look at anyone in jail or prison as anything. It's like, oh, they're just a criminal. They deserve whatever happened to them. Like, no, that's not the point of jail and prison. It's supposed to be a reformatory type thing. But like, you go there, you serve your time. You're supposed to learn your lesson to not do it again, not go there and be abused and dehumanized
and tortured
and tortured. Yeah. So, if this is true, it should be a huge scandal. People should be outraged by it. Because
and here's the thing: if this is a thing, they're not the only ones that know. People at this courthouse, the corrupt people at the courthouse, they know about it. Nobody's not knowing about this. If it's a real thing, people need to be talking. This needs to be in the newspapers, not only in Pittsburgh, not only in the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, the USA Today. Because here's the thing: if it's going on here in this town, in our jail, it's going on everywhere.
Yeah,
Mike. And here's the thing that really pisses me off. These people are in jail for breaking the law. So now they go to a place where other people are breaking the law on them.
Exactly.
That's not the way it goes, guys. That's not the rules. That's not the job that you were signed on for. Maybe because your superior, who's an idiot, is telling you that this is how it's going to be, or we're gonna put you're going to be insubordinate, or you're going to be in the unemployment line. It's bullshit. This is bullshit. It needs attention. I think that, again, I'm not. It's all alleged, and as far as I know, but do your own research. Demand answers, because this guy that got on, I feel for his life. You know what I mean? I feel.
Me too.
Scared for him.
Yeah, because if it is true, he's exposing people in a position of power that aren't used to being challenged.
Absolutely.
And when those people are challenged, what do? They push back.
Absolutely.
The only way that they have shown that they know how to. So, like, part of you doesn't want it to be true, but part of you feels like, okay, it's too, like you said, the way he described everything.
Right.
Doesn't feel like it's rehearsed, like it's staged. Like it's just him making something up. Like, deep down,
here's the thing.
You want to hope that, this isn't true, but it wouldn't surprise you if it's not true, or if it is true.
What gives it even a little bit more credibility is the fact that three of the security guards at this particular jail got canned this year, or arrested, or whatever the case was, because they were involved in getting drugs into the jail, working with people on the outside to get drugs in. So, for anybody to sit back and say, you know what, this is ludicrous, this is people just making a story out of something, this is a criminal making blah, 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 blah. You know what people say? It's bullshit, because we watched it play out. And if you for 1 minute think that the three people that were involved are the only people that were doing anything or turned a blind eye, come on. Now, what you got to use your brain a little bit more than that, and understand that there's more things in this world going on than what you believe. Again, I don't know it to be true. I'm just putting it out there, but I do want people to pay more attention. Maybe you read this. The fellow said he will be getting on and placing more videos on his TikTok over the next day or so with more stories. I don't know. I highly doubt this person would be upset if we were to give a TikTok handle, because he has 50, 60,000 people that are out there listening, and he wants people to see this. So maybe, Mike, I'll make an executive decision by the end of the show. Perhaps.
Like, I'm fine either way.
Yeah,
whatever we have to do. But it's like, just go. If you do find it, watch it with an open mind, and then read about, like what Ryan said. There were 3 other officers arrested there for selling drugs, or something involved with the drugs. I can't remember what it's exactly for. So it's, you have that there, these accusations, and they're kind of in line with what, we've read and what we saw before. So it's not that surprising.
Now, these people, Mike, that do walk the halls and are in charge of these inmates, they're not highly educated people. I was reading some of the background on some of the people from the story where the 3 got canned and arrested because of the drugs. And there's other people that I'm not going to name that I know just from being in this area that work in that area, work in that building. there's not a, you don't have to have a certain degree. You don't have to be a certain, all you have to do is go through a process, and you know, people, you know, they get through it, and you're not, it's no more than anybody else taking this job, where it's a pretty serious job if you you know, you think about it, and they're putting these positions. And you know, if you would find somebody who's more career minded, don't get me wrong, I'm not a college grad, but I do, you know, you do say to yourself, if somebody goes through that effort, works themselves, gets a career, goes into a building to work, they're generally a little bit more genuine because they worked at it, they put a lot of money into it, and they take it serious. Where you get guys, women, gals from the streets and put them in these positions, sometimes they might not have the same serious notion as, you know, somebody who does have an education. Again, that's apples and oranges. That's my own take. But the people that I know, they're regular people from the streets, guys that I went to school with, gals that I know from here and there. And not, you know, I mean, there's nothing special about these people that where they would say that there's a certain integrity, whatnot, that they are trying to withhold from themselves. They're just regular guys like you and I, and they're in this position. So I mean, they are certainly suspect to you know, corruption, if that be the case. Again, I don't know. I don't have the answer. I'm not telling you this is 100% fact. All I'm telling you is this guy's video is disturbing. It's disturbing to me. It's disturbing to everybody here at the Two Dumb Yinzers. It's disturbing to everybody in the county that's seeing this gentleman's video and beyond. So my point, Mike, I just want to go down some key notes. We won't talk about this all show. We do have a lot of things to go over today, but I do want to kind of go down some key notes that I had taken from this gentleman's video. You know, for starters, you know, he goes off to say that he's a go-getter. He liked the working the 16 hours a day. He was making good money. So that's what leads me to believe that he, and then Mike also confirmed that he was a employee at the jail. Let's see. He says he was asked to look the other way for a lot of things, to starve, torture, and harass inmates. Now that don't, you know, maybe a little harassment every now and then in your own tactful way in the jail. But you know what? Once you throw in the words torture and starve, harass doesn't have the same meaning to me. Harassing might be like, hey, come on, it's time to come on, you know, get up, buddy. No, this is involved also with starving, torturing, and harassing, Mike. Also, falsifying documentation, which that you know, on any level is a no. It's illegal. You can't falsify, and especially in a justice system.
Yeah, like in just like a regular, like if you have a part-time job and you falsify a document, you could be fired immediately for it.
You can't even, you can't even get a job if you falsify your application. If you put, you know, a piece of, you know, so there you have it. Also, I'll get to that. Okay, you're not mandated to bend the rules, policies, procedures for certain inmates, which you could, you know, in life, that's what goes on. So why would it happen within this walls where these people have the power? Nobody on the outside has. Okay. So, you know, for certain inmates, often related to the deputy warden, what he goes on, I'm not going to really get into that. It was about a particular person. I don't know what this guy's relationship was with that person. It could have been good. It could have been bad. So I'm gonna go right by that. But there's definitely more about this deputy warden. Don't get me wrong. The deputy and the deputy warden play inmates against each other. They take the inmates' money. They also they give it to the pod boss, who's extorting everyone on the pod. I mean, this whole thing from top to bottom is smells like shit.
So it smells like a racket.
This whole place needs to. This whole place, you know, and not no cheap walk through investigation. Hey, everything looks good, guys. Get back to work. Great job. This needs to seriously be died. What do we do to the frogs here? We
dissected.
Like, this needs to be dissected on the largest level of PA. I tell you what, there's elections going on right now. Somebody might take this serious out there in Harrisburg.
You would hope so. You would hope so.
And if not Harrisburg, take it to the federal level, because if this is all true and this is really going on, you got to be exposed. You got to be on the news. Let me go on. Certain inmate. Okay, so they set up drug deals with correction officers, which we already know. That this is a fact. That's a fact. I can confirm That's a fact, because this did just happen about 6 months ago in the same exact facility. Three guards get canned, arrested because of the drugs. Okay. You're going to be told to look the other way by the warden and the deputy warden and all sergeants, lieutenants. If you don't, you're being insubordinate. Holy shit. Let me think about this for a minute. You committed a crime. Now you go to jail. And if you are not doing something wrong, they're going to tell you you're insubordinate. So you're already in jail for breaking the law or whatever the case is. And they demand that you continue to break the law to cover their law-breaking asses in this facility. Allow me to continue. That's when the bullying starts. Some guys, some inmates, I'm sorry, they're told to clean up other men's shit. I don't know.
Then you got to wonder, like, are they giving them proper cleaning supplies?
Right.
Are they giving them gloves? Stuff like that, you know.
And again, we're not reporting that, but these are questions that need to be asked right now. This is something that these people need to be dealing with today. They lock these men down for days at a time with no rec time. Again, there could be certain situations. Maybe it's a problem. So I'm trying to give a little leniency both ways here, because I'm not coming down on anybody. I'm speaking the obvious, people. So then the part that really made me want to talk about this today. I mean, the first 3/4 of what I talked about was certainly disturbing and definitely deserves attention immediately. But the special needs inmate who has the mentality of a 5-year-old. You have kids. We have kids. Everybody has kids. You know what a 5-year-old is. So this 5-year-old, for whatever reason, whatever this 5-year-old could have done to been so terrible in jail, they take his blanket from him. They take his mat from his bed, his clothes, and they force him to sleep on a metal frame, which, in my opinion, probably isn't procedure in a jail.
No.
Again, I'm not I've never had to do this, but I would assume that this probably isn't what's supposed to be going on. And then for they make him sleep naked, Mike, on the metal frame for days at a time, while blowing cold air into the jail while it's about 40 degrees outside is the particular story that this guy told. So when it's, which it's been lately, maybe this is it. Maybe, it got really cold for the past couple of weeks. Maybe this is up to date. Maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe he just, they strap him. They strapped him to a restraining chair. Here's the part, Mike. Here's the part that should piss you off. They tased him in the balls, in the penis. Guys, think of a 5-year-old in your home. Think of a 5-year-old that you buy Christmas presents for at your family's house. Think of a 5-year-old that's riding down the street on his bicycle. Now think about tasing him in the penis. Also, they punch him in the face. Take your 5-year-old right now and go punch him in the face. Go ahead. Do it. They rip out his hair, Mike. Which you may not understand, but, normal people.
Don't make me laugh during this.
Okay, sorry.
I hate you.
And they also, he described in a video, they take their fingers in his mouth and they pull him, like this. And when he needs medical attention, this is disturbing to me as well, because this is more people that's outside of the facility who's involved, again, if this is in case what happened and is what's happening. They bus him. They put him in one of these vans. They make it look professional. Nobody knows what's going on. You see a bus pulling out of the area. No one thinks about it. A van, one of these police vans. And they take him to a hospital that's out of the area. It's one of these hospitals that the certain people they deal with, they cover up excessive force and corruption for police officers and, you know, people in this position. All under, according to this gentleman in his testimony, all under the supervision of the warden and deputy warden. I don't know who these gentlemen are. I don't know them by name. I have no beef. Again, we're just putting it out there, not as a news story, but something that came about that a lot of people are pissed off. And if it's true, it needs to be handled now. If you don't comply, you're insubordinate. If you report to human services, you end up in the unemployment line, which may have been what happened to this gentleman that made the video. I don't know.
According to his comments, that's what he is. Like, someone asked him in the comments, like, do you still work there? And he said, no, I followed the rules and now I don't have a job.
Forced to look the other way when nurses refused to give the patient with the 5-year-old mentality, while the nurse at this special hospital, the undisclosed hospital, they refused to give him his medicine that helps him keep level, and you're forced to look the other way. So, Mike, again, I want to make this crystal clear to anybody who's listening or anybody who will hear. And I encourage, and I hope when Mike puts the cover art together, there's something that directs people to this because they need to know what's going on. And to make it crystal clear, I'm not reporting this as a news story. I'm not telling you this to be fact. I'm telling you this is a video that somebody who allegedly worked at the jail here got fired because he refused to go along with the corruption of the jail, which I say kudos for you if that's the truth. And now, in my opinion, the guy's life is in danger because there's towns right around the jail where there's certainly been police corruption in prior cases, and that's not an opinion. But they, I want to get it out there. I want to get this video, the audio of this video, the story, because if it is true, and I encourage people to look into it, because if it isn't true, then again, I don't want to be accused of spreading that rumor. It's, you know, I'm giving you what I know, and I'm telling you why and how I'm giving it to you. I do recommend get on and listen to this video. Mike, did you have his name in front of you? I'd have to get back into my phone to pull up his name. Okay, so for listen, you're gonna go to TikTok, and the gentleman's handle on TikTok. Mike's gonna tell us here in 1 second.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, it is DJ dot what WHATCHUSAID CREW.
Now say it one word one time.
DJ What You Said Crew.
DJ What You Said Crew. So it's DJ dot. How do you spell the what, Mike?
WHAT Chew CHU said SAID Crew CREW.
DJ What You Said Crew on TikTok. Go check it out now, everybody. I want you to go and make your own appointment, your own opinion. I'm sorry about that. I don't want to be, I'm not this guy on the internet creating these stories to start trouble. Again, I have no issues with nobody in that walk of life. I just never dealt with anybody. I do know people that do work there, not people that I keep close by in my life. However, this is something that I to listen to and check out for yourself and make your own opinion. Because if it is really happening, these people need to be dealt with from top to bottom and with no remorse. The same way they give these people no remorse. They made this kid with a 5-year mentality sleep on a cold rack for 4 days, blowing cold air, ass naked after they punched him in the balls. These people with no remorse needs to be held accountable from top to bottom. Deputy warden, lieutenant, sergeant, people at the courthouse who know, people that might have brought people in a police car from another town that know, people that is a friend of somebody that is involved in with the drugs and know. Believe me, people know. People know. They're just afraid to talk. They're afraid to talk. I feel bad for this guy. I hope I'm the best. And you know what? And like I said, if it's true, I hope that it's taken accordingly, and I hope that they really come down on these people. Mike, this is a serious matter. We thought it was a serious matter when these three were sneaking drugs in the jail, and oh, this has to stop. This is the big no. This is Harrisburg. This is federal. This is big. And here's the thing: it does go on all over the place. Maybe this was the straw that might break the camel's back to help getting these human beings who are being mistreated.
Yeah.
Again, you're in jail. You do have rights taken away from you. We acknowledge that. Why can't they, as guards, they as people who are overlooking this facility, treat it the way that it's supposed to be? No, you're going to take people that you're accusing of something else, and you're going to do bad shit to them. You're just as bad. You should be in them cells. They should be punching you in the nuts. You fuck.
And like this is speaks like the larger issue going on within the prison system. There's jail, like prisons and jails. I forget what state it is, like Arkansas, Alabama. There's a lot of the prisoners are going on like quote unquote like strike. They're like hunger strikes and refusing to like go to their jobs just because of the conditions that are there. And so they're retaliating by only giving them like one meal a day.
Yeah.
With like, and it's like some of the worst food ever that they're giving to them, and they're just trying to have better conditions.
And we out here just assume,
and like yes, you've done something wrong, you've gone to jail, but you look at like, I don't want to go off on rants and tangents here, but like the recidivism rate in America is so high. We have one of the highest prison populations in the world. Whereas you look at like other countries, like their prisons are set up to be to reform people. Yes, not everyone can be reformed, but a lot of people can be reformed. And we're talking about TikTok now. Go on TikTok and you can go down like the ex-con, ex-felon, ex-prisoner TikTok and see how people who did their time and have turned their life around. So it does work. But when you make the conditions as bad as they are, people are just going to come out more pissed off than they are now and probably go back to what they did. So this whole thing it's shitty what's going on there, and it's guaranteed it's happening all throughout the country, and people just really aren't speaking up about it because like we said before, a lot of people don't care about people that are in prison. They just don't think they're human anymore. So
and we assume the people who are in charge. Let's say
you would like to think, yes,
you would like to think that hey, they're they run the ship right. Things that go on are beneath them. Maybe they don't know, but according to this man's testimony, every single person in that place is shit guilty. How disturbing! Listen. We carried on for almost 40 minutes. I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna finish. Dog shit guilty, Mike. They're dog shit guilty from top to bottom. And what's that tell you? People that's above that, people that's in a court, people wake up.
Yeah. Yep. If it's known there, if this is happening and it's happening from the world, like
if I know about it, people know about it. If you know about it, they know about it.
They know about it, and they just choose to look the other way because they're probably profiting on it somehow.
Absolutely, and they're gonna do this to people who's committing crimes, and they're gonna go and commit crime back, and they're covered because of who they are. It's bullshit. Listen, we went on for 39 minutes. I'm gonna finish it by this: if nothing happened, if things are wrong, if I'm wrong, if this gentleman that made this video is wrong, I apologize right now to you on my show. It's a video. It's not going anywhere. You have it for the rest of forever. There is footprints of me apologizing if this is not the case. However, if it is the case, please, people, do the right thing. They might be inmates to you. They might be, but you know what? This isn't right. This isn't right. No. This isn't right on any level. And you know what? Someday Richie Rich from, up the street may hit somebody in his car, and he might have to go to jail. And guess what? Your little son, Richie Rich, is going to have to deal with it. Listen, people, it's the right thing to do.
Yep.
At least listen to the guy. Again, if I'm wrong, if he's wrong, if it's false, I apologize. I'm not reporting this as a news story. I'm simply talking about the story because from the way I see and the people that, as you know, really starting to take to the story and are showing concern, we felt the need and the want to talk about it today. But that, Mike, is that segment. I don't have something to go into sports. I was going to do my news sound, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to save a little bit of the show today. We're going to talk a little sports, Mike.
All righty.
The Pittsburgh Penguins, they drop another one to a Canadian team. We cannot beat these teams from above the north of the border. The Calgary Flames stop us at home in Calgary 4-1.
We start the show depressing, and we just keep giving the depression.
But it's going to get better.
I hope, because I was in such a good mood today. Then we started talking about this even before the show. It's like, oh man, it's just. Yeah. But anyway, let's separate this, Mike.
990 straight starts. That's right, 990 straight starts. The brand new Iron Man in the NHL, Phil Kessel, everyone.
Phil, get that man a hot dog, boys.
Get that man a hot dog. Get him a Stanley Cup, fill it with hot dogs, and take it to Las Vegas because this man deserves it. 990 straight starts. He is the Iron Man in the NHL.
Is he going to go for the 1,000, or is he just going to take tomorrow? I'd take the next day off.
I don't know.
I'd take the next day off. I got to buy one. I got to buy one. I'm out.
But you made it this far. You know what I mean? You might as well take it to 1,001 because he might be a little OCD. You got to give him that extra 1 or 3 or 7.
Get it to 1,001, and then after that 1,002 game, you take the night off. You're up in the press box and just have hot dogs sitting next to you.
Yes.
With your cup and wearing your both Stanley Cup rings as you're eating your hot dogs. Phil Kessel is an American hero.
That's right. He is an American hero.
Real quick, the last time they had the Winter Olympics, they didn't pick Kessel for the team, and they lost. And he tweeted out the day of the game. He's like, as they were losing, he's like, I feel like I have something important to do, but I can't remember what it was. As an FU to the people who selected the team. I like it. Yes. I like Phil. He's petty. He's low key petty, and I'm here for it.
I like the pettiness. And let's come over, Mike. I know that we started with hockey today, but I have some notes here on the Steelers from the past 24 hours. Chase Claypool says, quote, I can see the issue with this offense. And as he bashes the game plan within the comments, he says, after the terrible outing, we need to be more potent. Our offense needs to be more potent. I don't think this is a secret to anybody. I think if Chase Claypool is just figuring this out, I think that might be the beginning of the problem.
Well, he made comments after the game too, saying we need to throw more go balls. It's broken down statistically. The Pittsburgh is throwing the most go balls in the league, but our quarterbacks can't complete them, or if they do get them to the receivers can't catch them.
Yeah. So,
they're doing that, Chase. You guys aren't executing. You aren't executing.
Tomlin says, that's going to break soon. He says the dam is going to break soon. Quote, the dam is going to break soon. He says we're going to be starting to see a lot of the big chunk plays coming up. I don't know what took so long to get to the big chunk plays. However, but Mike, we have our touchdowns this season. The longest one we scored was from 8 yards out. Now let me read to you.
I saw that stat.
Let me read to you and the other viewers what the other distances we scored from. This is every touchdown we scored this year. We scored one from 1 yard out, 8 yards, 5 yards, 1. Another 1, 2, 6, 6, and 7 yards out. That's the amount of touchdowns we scored, and those were the distance. We haven't scored any touchdowns from more than 8 yards from the goal line, Mike.
I tell you that's just good red zone offense. That's good red zone efficiency right there. How dare you people try to besmirch the good name of the Pittsburgh Steelers red zone offense?
Yes.
So anything after the 9 yard line, we fucked. But, once we get inside the 9, boys, look out. Lights out.
And here's the thing. You can't even say, well, that team had a really good red zone defense. This group of team had really good red. We just, in 8 games, 7 games, whatever it is, crime, we can't score, haven't scored an NFL team with NFL players has not scored a touchdown for more than 8 yards out.
Oh, I love
that's
it.
Not the story.
I love it.
if that's not the season in a nutshell. Also, to go along with that, Cam Hayward says we need to get more aggressive, and we need to be more aggressive on defense. We need to come up with an aggressive game plan against Jalen Hurts. I'm wondering where all these geniuses are coming up with these ideas all of a sudden. Now that we're halfway through the season,
Cam, how about consistently beat one-on-one blockers? That's all we're asking for.
That's what I'm saying. These two guys that were Hall of Famers in the offseason. Apparently, they made themselves the Hall of Famers. These two guys are now halfway through the season realizing, hey, we might have to make bigger plays. Hey, we might have to be aggressive. Yeah. Hey, we need
when they beat Tampa Bay, they were only using four-man pressure to get to the quarterback.
Yeah,
you don't have to blitz to get pressure. You the front three, and then one or two of the linebackers applying pressure from the outside. Hopefully that's all you should need is that four man. If you need more, if you need 5-6 consistently, that's when you have problems. Now blitzing here and there, in and out, yeah, that's cool. That's awesome. That's great. Mix it up, but you can't blitz every single play. You can't rush 5-6 guys every play. 3 to 4 guys sometimes have to get it done.
Mike, you want to hear this one? You want to hear another example of how we're so bad? You want to hear another Daniel Jones, the quarterback of the New York Giants, has 343 rushing yards. Our running back, Najee Harris, of course, last year rookie out of Alabama, he has 329 rushing yards this season. Najee Harris has 329 rushing yards, and the New York Giants quarterback has 343. He has 14 more yards than our running back, who is supposed to run the ball regularly. Yeah. This quarterback who runs the ball and you get a chance, he has 14 more rushing yards than Najee.
That's a beautiful stat right there.
I've never seen stats like these in my life. I mean, how bad are things?
It's a first-round draft pick on a running back. Now, I'm not one of those people who say, "Oh, you should never draft a running back in the first round." I think you should, because if you have a good line, you have a good quarterback, you have good weapons everywhere, and you need that last piece, go get that running back in the first round.
Right.
Because you sign them for they get that 5-year rookie contract and run their fucking legs off. That's what you do in the NFL. So I have no problems taking a running back in the first round, but I do have a problem when we took Najee. I'm glad we took him. I like him. I think he can be a good player. He's a great human being, but right now he's just not producing, and we had more needs than a running back at that point.
I just like how here we are mid-season now. Now we're just figuring out that we have to. You know what I mean? What a cluster!
I'm hoping it was just that him and the team rushed him back from injury. Yeah. And now he's finally healed, because we saw some of those runs that he had in that last game. That this is the guy that we saw in Alabama. This is the guy we saw last year making nice runs. He's never going to be a home run hitter. He's not a home run. He's not going to bust off an 80-yard touchdown run, but he should be able to hit those every once in a while, 10, 15, 20-yard rushes. If you consistently do that, that's going to just open things up. The lines, they're getting more physical as the season goes along. They're becoming a cohesive unit. So hopefully this latter half of the year, they'll get that running game up and going to where it should be. But yeah, right now, man, he has been a big disappointment.
Mike, speaking of the Philadelphia Eagles team that's coming up next, I'm not changing directions too much, but here's an interesting, cool thing that I think is coming up for the Eagles now. As we all know, the Philadelphia Phillies and the Houston Astros are facing off in the World Series this year. It's starting here in about I think a couple more days. What I thought was cool, Mike, is after Philadelphia plays the Steelers next week, they actually play the Houston Texans. So while the 7-game series is going on, and it's smack dab right in the middle. Now, as a matter of fact, it's not on a day that they that the baseball teams play one another. Matter of fact, I think November 3rd would be the day that the Eagles play the Texans, and I think on the 2nd and the 4th or something like that, the baseball teams play. So that's really cool.
That's cool.
Yes, for those two cities, and it just makes you wonder, are they going to be in town the same time? Yeah. So, not a big fan of either or any of those 4 teams, as a matter of fact, but I just thought that's a really cool situation.
That is cool. It kind of reminds you when the Penguins were going for the Stanley Cup, the Steelers are going for the Super Bowl that year. So we had that experience. So it's kind of cool to see these other teams have that. You have one our baseball team's going for the championship, and then the Eagles like, hey man, our football team's trying to have the best record in the league,
You're
and
right.
then the Houston fans are like, hey, we got the Astros and we got the Texans.
You're right.
Yeah, but it is so. I'm
It's
kind of
really
jealous
cool.
of Philly fans right now. I can't believe I'm saying that
If
because
you're, you
I
know,
miss that feeling. I miss that feeling of having your team competing like for both championships at the same time.
yeah, it's really cool, especially if you're a
It is.
sports guy.
It's
I mean, it's just
awesome.
something that I think
Because
is
you
cool.
had like you're like oh, because like you're saying the second, the third, the fourth. Man, that's like 3 days in a row of just pure bliss right there.
You can't talk about Super Bowls without talking about Tom Brady. Tom Brady, Mike, now in regular season and playoffs combined has 99,511 yards. Tom Brady is 489 yards away, which he should get. Unless something, I don't know what the hell's going on with him and that team down there. However, he should in the second half of the season be able to accomplish 489 total yards. That's going to put him at 100,000 yards total in playoffs and regular season for his career. 1/10 of 1 million passing yards. Wow!
How come I knew it? I knew it. You were going to take it that far.
Yes,
you and numbers, but you figured it with Brady. Normally, it should take him 2 games, but the way that they've been playing these past couple weeks, man, it might take him 3 weeks to get that.
Yeah, it might take him the rest of the season. I seen. Yeah, it's not good down there.
Risky Kenny Pickett type yardage numbers here. It's not looking pretty for Tom.
He left his wife. He left his wife. He doesn't want to lose to Kenny effing Pickett, right? Is that what the
Kenny effing Pickett? Like apparently someone put it on Twitter. I think it was a joke. It read like a joke. Like
that would be funny. I wish it was.
Brady was throwing chairs in the locker room, going, "I broke up my family for this horse shit."
To lose to Kenny effing Pickett. A couple other small news stories, Mike, before we move on. Sunday to Sunday morning, we do have a NFL game back at 9:00 in the morning. I don't have it in front of me. I can't remember who it is, but the Europe games are continuing, which I love. I love having NFL football at 9:00 in the morning when I get up. That way, you don't have to read papers and do things to pass time till your team is on at 1:00.
Don't have to hang out with the kids.
Don't have to hang out with kids. Do responsibilities. Don't do chores. Things like that. Who is it, Mike? Who plays Sunday morning?
It is oh my God, the Broncos and the Jaguars.
Why do they keep putting these Broncos on it? Jeez, OP, you couldn't have found 2 worse teams. I got room to talk here.
Yeah, I know the 2-5 Denver Broncos. And
the Broncos have been on.
Jaguars.
It seems like the Broncos. You know what? I don't mind watching Jacksonville because they're moving forward with things.
Yeah,
Denver for some reason is. Denver's sinking in quicksand quicker than you could.
Oh, the networks, man, love Russell Wilson.
I guess.
Well,
speaking of Russell Wilson, I have another note here. Most accurate quarterbacks this season, Mike. Most accurate quarterback so far. Geno Smith, number 1.
He ain't right back yet.
What's that?
He ain't right back yet. They wrote him off, but he ain't back yet.
So Geno, a replacement for Russell Wilson, everyone's the media's sweetheart, Russell Wilson. Geno Smith from West Virginia, the draft pick into the Jets, and now he's playing with the Seattle Seahawks. Is the most accurate quarterback, followed by Kenny Pickett, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, and Allen. So there you have it. Geno Smith is really I'm impressed with what he was doing. I really felt that they were going to fall off in Seattle and not be as good. But this team really, you know what, you have to start another week or two. If they continue to play the way they are and win and impress, you have to start putting them in bigger conversations, thinking of the playoffs coming up.
It's wild, man, because everyone thought, okay, they're going to, the Legion of Boom aged out. Other players started to leave. And then, Russ left and like, oh my God, it's the end. It's the end. And then Geno, man, he's just like, fuck it, man.
Getting better.
This is my chance. Been in the system for a while, in a good environment. And, it's funny, you leave the Jets to become a better player. You go to the Jets, you become a worse player. Up until like this year, it was like it was the curse of being a Jet.
Right.
Now that organization's finally turned it around, and it's nice to see Geno turn it around.
Absolutely. You know what? I didn't really pay much attention to Geno early on. I thought that he was going to sizzle out because of the unfortunate drafting to the Jets and so on. But you know what? I'm back on the bandwagon. I hope him well, and I hope that he does some good things.
Yeah.
Geno. So then also one more news story, Mike, I have from the sports world. Kareem Hunt once traded bad. He wants out of Cleveland. He does not want to be this running back by committee. He doesn't want to be Chubb's, which I understand. Kareem Hunt is very, very he should be a starter in this league.
He should be, and I have no problem with players saying, "Hey, I want to go somewhere else. I want to play. I'm a football player. You want to play." It's like you have it like someone else working a job. You know what? I hate it here. I'm going to go find something else.
Yeah.
Go find a job somewhere else. So I have no problems with players wanting to play. Like Jets had the rookie wide receiver asking for a trade because he's not getting playing time. I have no problem with that either.
No,
because you get drafted to these teams and you have no choice.
Absolutely.
Or if you like a Kareem Hunt, he signed as a free agent, I think. I can't remember. But even if you sign as a free agent and then regimes change and things change, circumstance changes, hey man, let me go somewhere, let me play.
Yeah. So that's gonna wrap up. That's gonna wrap up our sports. I do have a couple, Mike. I have a couple. We have a couple news stories I want to get to. We are running short on time, so we'll just kind of blow through them. As everybody's seen yesterday, Kanye West, due to his anti-Semitic comments he's made and a few other crazy things that he said, he's got dropped from everything. He got dropped from, for example, Adidas, Vogue, Anna Wintour. He's been dropped from the CAA talent agency, dropped by his attorney, who was specifically hired to make sure he doesn't say stupid things.
Yep.
He definitely needs to be. He needs to be fired. His streams, sales, airplays plummeted, restricted from Twitter and Instagram. Stadium shows canceled, and his documentary has been shelved. So there you have that. Everybody's been talking about that.
Yeah. And then tie it into sports real quick. Aaron Donald signed to his agency.
Yes.
And him and his wife, they put out things like, "No, we don't support what he said," so they cut all ties.
Good for them. We like Mr. Donald from here in the Penn Hills.
Do. Best defensive lineman in the NFL.
Damn right. Also, we have Katy Perry apparently glitched. You see on a lot of these videos, they say, "Wow, look at this. We're living in a matrix." This person glitched. Their mouth did something weird. Obviously, a lot of times it seems like camera issues. Well, Katy Perry, for a period of time during her concert, her one eye shut, and it apparently stayed shut in this weird position. And a lot of the fans are starting to say, "What the hell is up with your eye?" I don't know if she came forth yesterday in the meantime and gave an answer for this, but apparently Katy Perry glitched. Live.
Her eye glitched, or something got in her eye.
Yeah.
Or I've had that where you're sitting there talking to someone, you're like closing your eye like a moron. Like,
yeah, maybe she. Yeah.
Are you all right? You stroke it out. It's like, no, there's literally something in my eye.
The dirtiest man in the world, Mike. The dirtiest man in the world dies at age 94. Only months after his first wash in more than 70 years. Did you see this guy?
I've seen him, and people are gonna say, "See, look, this is why you shouldn't get a bath."
You're right. He probably had all the antibiotics and anything that you need is probably within the funk of himself.
And you have to think take it to people who drink a lot or do drugs a lot. You have to wean yourself off. He should have gone right into the bath. You get some baby wipes at first. Actually, no, you get your Axe body spray first.
Right.
To do that shower. Then some cologne, then you do some baby wipes, working some hand sanitizer, then get a bath. There are a lot of steps that were missed along here.
Penicillin. I mean, he probably had who knows what he had in his funk. You know what I mean?
That's wild. That's wild. Yeah. I can't go a day without getting one. I have to have 2 a day.
70, Mike, 70 fucking years. Fuck, most people don't even live that long.
And this my man was like, "Oh, fuck it, I'm done."
Yeah.
Saved a lot of money on soap.
Finally, one last story. Florida man caught on video pouring bleach in his co-worker's drink. Doesn't surprise me. There's just a bunch of fucking wackos going on, right? And a lot of crazy things going on. But luckily, it was on video. And
fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
And that was the news.
Send him to Beaver County.
You're right.
Terrible. That's terrible, Mike. That's terrible. Oh, see, these news stories are turning me into a terrible human being.
Turn you in. All right. So, Mike,
trying to put up a persona.
we officially have 17 seconds left. Of course, this last segment is going to take a little bit longer than that. Why don't you start us off by going and telling everybody about the website?
twodumbyinzers.com. Head on over there. We have links to YouTube, Spotify, the two main platforms where you can listen to us. We have email addresses on there to send us comments, questions, all that fun stuff. Links to a merchandise store where that logo right behind me. Blazoned and
looking good. I gotta say, I can't even.
Logo. I was gonna say embroidered on everything, but it's not embroidered. But it's gonna be, on all of our merchandise there: t-shirts, hoodies. Get your hoodies. It's winter. It's on coffee cups. You need something cold, warm to drink on your coffee cup. Yes, twodumbyinzers.com.
All right, we're going into overtime here a little bit, Mike. Today, of course, we are going to be doing our trivia on the Philadelphia Eagles. How well do you know your enemy? I kind of threw you I threw you a softball today. You were having a rough time, especially coming off of last week.
I know I overthought it yesterday.
Yeah, you're fine. Do you have your pencil?
Yes.
Okay. So here's the question of the day, Mike. Are you ready?
Yes.
What is the name of the Eagles mascot? Before you freak out, I'm going to give you multiple choice. What is the name of the Eagles mascot? Is it A, Rocky? Is it B, Cheesesteak? Is it C, Jing Jing? Or is it D, Swoop? Rocky, Cheesesteak, Jing Jing, or Swoop? And go.
I like. Apparently, Philly's known for their big Asian community. What the fuck is that? Cheesesteak would be an awesome name. I hate you so goddamn much right now. I fucking hate you.
All right, put down your pencils, everybody. All right, everybody. The question of the day, of course, is about the Philadelphia Eagles, who the Pittsburgh Steelers play this Sunday. Question of the day: what is the name of the Eagles mascot? Is it A, Rocky, B, Cheesesteak, C, Jing Jing, or D, Swoop? Mike, do you have an opinion? Do you have a guess, if you will?
Oh God. It's got to be either Swoop or Rocky.
Okay, Swoop or Rocky?
Let's go with Rocky.
We're going to go with Rocky? Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and plug in Rocky. All right. One more time. What is the name of the Eagles mascot? Is it Rocky, Cheesesteak, Jing Jing,
shut up,
or Swoop? And Mike says Rocky. And of course, the final answer is oh, so sorry. The answer was in fact Swoop.
Fuck you.
It wasn't Jing Jing like you were really thinking it was.
I was like so dead set on Swoop, and all I keep hearing is you going, "Oh, it's a layup, man. It's a layup. It's an easy one." Philly, Rocky, about fucking Boa.
Well,
but I'm also like Swoop, Eagles, Swoop.
Oh yeah, Swoop, like the Eagles. The Eagles. It certainly wasn't Jing Jing. We know that. See, now I wish P was here today. Where's P? P could probably give us some insight on Jing Jing.
You know what? Fucking swooping with the Eagles. I'm soaring with the Eagles once we get done with this shit.
But hey, we do want to thank you for tuning in. Please continue to do so. We are available, or we are on every single day of the week, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Please continue to check us out every day. The episode that we do will be uploaded at 8 o'clock in the evening that day and will be on Spotify and podcast form, so you could listen to the show if you'd like. Mike, do you have anything before we take off, man? Any final words of the day? Any opinion? Any thoughts on anything that went on today during the show?
Man, fuck them kids.
But there you have it.
I've been up since midnight. I am out of it.
The show, yeah, it was, it went far one way and it went far another way. So please, we hope you do continue. Check it out, and we'd like to know what you think back, and hope everything works out for the right people. But hey, everybody, this is the Two Dumb Yinzers for Ryan, Mike, the show. Two Dumb Yingers. We'll see you tomorrow.